Hey guys, what's going on? It's Slacker here, back to you with the second episode of Rebuilding Kansas University. In this episode, we're just kind of go over preseason stuff. We're going to go over some records, some Heisman looks, stuff like that. So right now we're just going over basically what people are ranked in the preseason. Keep in mind this is 2014, so this is the 2014 season. So when you see some teams where they're at, they might not be there currently in 2018, but this is where they were in 2014. So Alabama, obviously number one. That not much has changed. Ohio State's up there. Oregon has had a few down years this year. They're actually pretty good, so I wouldn't, they'll probably be top 15 at the end of the year. Stanford's up there, Georgia's up there, Texas A&M, South Carolina, Clemson, Louisville, and Florida round out the top 10. Notre Dame, Florida State, LSU is going to play a big game at TCU in this week. Clemson going to number 5, Georgia. That should be a good game between 8 and 5. Going through the rankings, Oklahoma State at 14 and 15 is Texas, 16 Oklahoma. So we got the Big 12 powerhouses right there in the middle at 14, 15, and 16. We care about that because we are in the Big 12 and we want to at least beat one of those good teams this year to try to get some recruits in the door. Number 17 is Michigan. Number 18, an old Big 12 foe, Nebraska. Boise State coming in at number 19, and another Big 12 school, TCU, at number 20. UCLA is at 21. Northwestern comes in at 22, with Wisconsin 23, USC 24, and Oregon State making the top 25 to start the beginning of the year. Kansas State is at 28. Baylor at 32. We care about them because they're Big 12. West Virginia coming in at 38, also a Big 12 school. 48 is Texas Tech, Big 12. Going all the way down to try to find where Kansas is, and it's going to take us a while to get there. Finally, KU at number 102. They have not had good years recently, and they're not having a very good year this year. I'm pretty sure their coach is going to be out the door, but here is the program record. They are 573 and 580 with 58 ties. Their bowl record 6-6. They're in the Big 12. They've won 4 conference championships, 0 national championships, and we go against KSU and Missouri are our big rivals. This year, they have a B- overall with a B offense and a C+ defense. They're about 24 spots away from being the worst team in the nation. So we're going to try to go ahead and rebuild them and get them up to their former glory days when they are going 12-1 and winning Orange Bowls in 2012, I believe. Here's the Big 12 conference outlook. We are supposed to finish last place. Don't blame them there, but it ain't going to happen. We're going to make some pretty big pushes this year and try to at least win a few games. I am playing on Heisman, so I'm not going to, it's not like KU is going to go undefeated, 15-0 or 14-0, whatever. It's not like they're going to go undefeated and win, the national championship. I would love that, but it ain't going to happen. And the Heisman looks, you see these names all over. Most of these names are in the NFL now. So this might change. I have not changed the name since 2014. I didn't find a brand new updated roster. So I'm going to keep the names as is right now. I will kind of change names of the players I get in, but as far as the players that are here now, there's no use changing them. There's no use trying to update all of the roster. It's just not worth it. So for a couple of years, we're going to have to deal with the rosters that are previously on the 2014. Going through some kind of preseason All-American first team guys. No, we do not have anybody on the first team. No, we don't have anybody on the second team. We pretty much don't have anybody that's supposed to do anything for our program. However, you will see some pretty big names here that are in the NFL now. So enjoy that, like Ryan Shazier from Ohio State and CJ Mosley from Alabama, all in the NFL now. Clinton Dix is also in the NFL, as well as DeAnthony Thomas, who is my favorite player of all time. I have his jersey. Going to the 4-year championship contenders, We start this year at 102. Next year we're supposed to be 69 overall. 2015 at 84 and 2016 at 81. Our current grade is C-, which is not good, but again, we will work on it. We will get it up. Going down to just kind of see who's at the bottom and who's supposed to kind of be bad year in, year out. And Georgia State right now is supposed to be the worst team on the game. We're going to go over to the toughest places to play just because I want to see how well Kansas is. You have your, Ohio States up here, your Bamas, Michigan, LSU, all the great teams up here in the top. Going to take it a while to get down to where we are, but we actually don't have that bad of a home record. We are 341 and 247 with 24 ties. We are, however, on a 5-game losing streak. We are number 68 overall. Keep in mind, we are a 2-star prestige school, so we're going to get that up over the next few years. I am going to keep this franchise dynasty going for several weeks. This will probably go all the way through until we can kind of get caught up to the 2018 season. I will not be doing that in 1 year. However, through time, we will get there. Going over kind of the positions we need from our previous video, we need fullbacks, we need, guards, we need everything. So looking at a fullback right here, we're going to go ahead and offer him a scholarship, see if he signs. We're also going to offer our guard, Sean Harrison, a scholarship. Basically, we want to make sure that we are offering players that are number 1 on our list. We're offering them a scholarship the very first week because sometimes you get a guy that signs straight out of offering him a scholarship. If they're number 1 on your list and you offer them a scholarship, some of them go ahead and sign week 1, which would save us a bunch of points trying to recruit them and stuff like that. So if they're number 1 on our list, we want to offer them a scholarship to try to see if we can get them to sign week 1. We're also going through and kind of signing players that we think that, we want on our team no matter what. We're going to offer them a scholarship week 1. We're going to get a bunch of points out of it if we do offer them a scholarship. Late in the season, it might not pay off actually because, the points are so close that people that offer a scholarship in the back end get some point bonuses. However, I think it honestly pays off to give them the scholarship week 1, get all those tons of points, get ahead, and that way you can adjust your points on whether or not you need the guy and whether or not he's looking to go to your school or a different school. So the number 1 guy that we're kind of going after this year is a fullback. I'm not sure if it honestly matters whether we get a fullback or not. Right now we do not have a fullback on our roster, so I'm not 100% sure it even matters that we get a fullback. However, I do want to kind of start a type of different offense, and I do want a fullback that can block and can pass catch out of the backfield. I think that would help our team immensely. So we're going through and scouting these players. Yes, we scouted players week 1, but we're continuously scouting players throughout the season. I did get the bonus to upgrade to 25%. So when I do scout, it will be 25 increments at a time. And it's going to cost us a few points week 1, week 2, week 3. However, when we do get done scouting them 100%, those are points that we can invest right back into the player and not have to worry about scouting them from week to week. So we're going over our wide receivers right now. Larry Webster, who is going to be our number 1 prime target, as he is a 4-star and the only 4-star that is interested right now in KU. So we want to make sure that we give him special attention and try to get him on our team, as he will be a huge block in our future plans. We do have a few guys that we think, they might be good, like Jim Wright, who is upgraded from a 68 to a 69 by scouting him. We will keep him in our minds. I don't think he's number 1 on our... We are not his number 1 option right now. However, we do think we can get him if we give him enough points. And we do have a few other wide receivers we're looking at. We're looking at Larry Webster, Lawrence Porter, Jim Wright, and Travis Smith to possibly fill those wide receiver roles. Kansas loves to throw. They love to throw their wide receivers. Lately, in real life, they have tried to go towards the running type of offense, and I think I'll continue the running offense, but I want to make sure that we have enough top-end wide receiver talent to be able to, get first downs on 3rd and 18 even, for a fact. We also want to make sure that we buff up this offensive line so we can have room to run. And so we're going to try to get some guards, some centers, some tackles to try to add to our list. That guard right there did not look that good, and it was not going to waste any more time on him, so we decided to remove him from the roster. Right now we only have one center that wants to go to KU. We are looking at him. He went +7 the first week, and he dropped down a few there, so he drops from 75 down to 73. However, I think he will end up being that good overall in the end, so we want to make sure that we give him plenty of points. Some other positions we're looking at is defensive end, defensive tackle. I want our linebackers to be young and really, really good, so we're also trying to get those outside linebackers, the linebackers. I mean, honestly, we have to upgrade at pretty much every spot. Right now, KU does not have very good anything. I think their best player is an 85 overall, and I think it may either be their kicker or a running back. So no 90s even on the KU roster right now. So they're really, really needing some rebuilding. So we're trying to go through and offer scholarships to the people who we think will help our team. Also going through and scouting them to see kind of if they are good, or if we can find a gym. Every once in a while you find a 3 or 4 star gym that ends up coming in as a high 70 who absolutely just completely breaks recruiting, which is like real life. I think in the 2014 game they did a wonderful job of how they did recruiting, how players that come in as a 3-star and you recruit them, you kind of decide, oh, they're really, really good, let's bring them in. They come in as like a 74, 75 overall 3-star, which is usually the 5-star, 4-star ranks. So you can find them. You can also have, wide receivers or any position for that matter start out as a 5-star, and you kind of scout them and they drop down to like, high 60s, which is not, a 5-star caliber. So I like the way they did this game. I like the way they did recruiting. I really enjoyed the recruiting and how they did all of that. This game honestly was the best game by far when it came to the NCAA games, and I wish they would come back with an NCAA game. I have heard they're trying to come back with an NCAA game for, updated rosters, updated gameplay, stuff like that. However, it is in the works, they say, and right now we don't really know anything of what's going on. We just know that someone wants to make the game, which is good enough for me right now. I think someone should make the game. However, I do understand why they stopped making the game, and I get it. I'm not against college players trying to make money. I'm not against that. If you are in a video game, I think you should probably be, given something, and then that goes against the whole reason of college football. But hopefully they figure it out. Hopefully someone comes up with a brilliant idea of getting the players involved and getting the players taken care of as compensation from a video game that people spend thousands and maybe even millions of dollars on each year. So right now we're going through and just adding points to the players who we want to recruit. Some of the players that are lower on our list, we give a little more points to, whereas if they're number 1 on our list, we can kind of afford to give them just a few points. There are a few positions we're going after, like this center, Marlon Gilliette, we're giving 500 points to. We also gave 500 points to our number 1 wide receiver, as we really want him to end up coming to our college. We are just kind of looking through these and deciding on if we want to spend a little bit of money on them, if we want to try to get their points up. Keep in mind this will change from week to week. If next week a guy that we put 100 or 500 points on, we are gaining and we're up by thousands of points, we may tail off and go 450 and save those 50 points somewhere else. We will also go through our players, and maybe our players end up, we put 50 on and we're losing by 200 points, and we decide it's probably not worth it. So at that point, we'll kind of just decide to pull off those points and not waste the points each week from each week. So this is kind of what we got for our recruiters or our recruiting players coming in. We're kind of excited about it. We got a few, we got 1 4-star and a bunch of 3-stars that are wanting to come to our school. Also, we got 2 stars and 1 stars as well. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I will be coming back with a video soon on week 2 and week 3. I kind of want to just get through the preseason and week 1, kind of letting you know what's going on as our program as a whole. From now on, you will see a lot of gameplay. We have a week 2 game against an FCS school, so hopefully we can come away with a win there and start out 1-0 to begin the season. I do just want to let you know, if you want to catch these, please hit that red subscribe button so that you can catch all KU games in the future. I'm really excited about this franchise and got it from one of my friends, and he does it, and everyone still seems to love it, seems to love the college aspect. So that's why we're going to go ahead and give it a try here. Until next time, Slacker out.